Hey folks, Polytopia John Man here with another matchup. Today's might battle is myself as Quetzali against Xin-xi here. Let's start the match and we'll just go through the first five and we'll start from there. Alright, so we're turn 5. Xin-xi here has 3 cities. One of them's been upgraded. We're on a continents map, and so far, this northern area up here, it looks like there should be a lot of space to grow into, but most of our fighting is going to happen in this area. Xin-xi upgrades his first city again. Then his second city gets a workshop. Back to my turn. Back on my turn. I'm getting 10 stars per turn. It's turn 7. It's looking like it's going to be a difficult game. Right? I think Xin-xi is a better starting tribe. There's a lot more resources to get, but again, let's see how this plays out. Discover a road. Upgrade my capital city there. He discovers mining. It goes to population growth. Back on my turn, I also discover climbing. Capture my 4th city there. Discovers organization. Get some resources. Gets a super unit. Actually, let me just pause and go back for a second. So he's getting 13 stars. It's turn 9 right now. And what he's going to find out is that all this area only works if you have boats, right? So this here is the only city he can get that can have boats, unless he upgrades this and goes for the border growth. I don't know if he will. Again, we'll find out later in the match. But this one is the only one that's going to lead to some boats on the water. This here is looking like it's pretty contested for the time being. Again, let's see how the rest of this turns out. So, I'm going to actually play aggressively with defenders. It's a weird thing to say out loud, but I'm going to put my defender here. I've got one here so that if I ever get this guy right here, this on this city, I can move the defender right onto it, making it really difficult to prevent the capture, like I did down here. This is good for an early game. Later on, if you get catapults, it's not so helpful. But for the time being, let's just see how this turns out. Get some resources. Back on my turn, I get hunting. There it is. Let me just pause. So hit him 3 times with some riders, then move the defender on it to capture this. This more or less prevents him from getting on the water. I don't know this at this point. All right, up here it looks like this may continue on into this area, so I may move this unit up and see if it keeps going. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. So our whole match is on this half of the map. So there's basically half a map to battle the whole thing out, unless I get on the water, which, again, spoiler alert, I don't. But I capture this one here with my defender, which is a weird thing to say out loud. There we go, I capture this the city up at the top. Back on his turn. He destroys a bunch of my my units. Goes for the border growth again. Smart move. Let's see if he moves and gets some ships on the water. Upgrades the second city. Gets the super unit. There it is. Back on my turn. Let me just pause. And there is the end of the land bridge. So in order to do anything, I got to get on the water. Right? I don't, but in order to, I have to. Get the resources. Get some additional resources. Upgrade this city over here. Start getting some riders. So he's going to, let me pause. So he's actually going to capture this. I expected that. I more or less just want to make it difficult for him to get some economy, right? If you look closely, there's the biome bridge right around here. So the game, I assume, divides the biomes into roughly equal amounts of villages. And so the fact that I've taken both of these means I'm kind of damaging his economy. At this point, I'm getting 20 stars per turn, and he's getting 13. So I am winning in the early game here in terms of economy. Now let's just watch that again. Discover forestry. Back to his turn, he gets riding and roads, captures that one village. Gets a workshop. I start upgrading as well. Get a workshop. Go for population growth up on the capital here. Get a super unit. Go for the population growth twice, so I get a super unit down here as well. Move my defender up one. Go for another population growth right here, just for the economy. He starts connecting everything up by roads. Upgrades this city right in the center here. He moves his giant up. He's probably going to capture this. I discover mathematics so I can get those catapults going. Back on his turn, he deletes some of my units, captures this. He's really pushing hard with these giants. I'm going to probably get some catapults. There we go. I've got one catapult from bought that catapult, and then I move that catapult off with the super unit. Upgrade this city, get an additional catapult, get some additional stars up here, and then there we go. So he's now going to capture my city. So he's now on the offensive here. All right? Captures it, does a couple upgrades, get the resources. It actually, let me just pause for a second. It may have made sense. All right? I know he just captured the city. It actually may have made sense to go on with the walls. Normally it doesn't make sense, but if he got some walls in the city. He actually may have been able to keep it because he's going to get a secondary a giant here. And again, let's see how this turns out. There's his giant. So I get a bunch more catapults because it's looking like I'm going to take this one out, right? Using 1-2 catapults and 1-2 giants, and then with this catapult here and this giant here, I can take this one out, giving me a giant here. Let me actually a giant here, here, and here, protecting all my catapults. And then my units should be here, again, protecting the catapults in case he had any riders, or knights. He has riders, but again, I don't think it's gonna matter much. He gets smithing, so he can get those swordsmen. Picks a super unit, so there we go. He moves his super unit up. Let's watch this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Probably a bad move on my part. I could have made a wall here. I didn't. I think I'd do that later on in the match. Let's just keep watching. I get archery. He enters the second city here. It's surprising that I actually still have this city captured. There we go. He enters it. Upgrades his second city here. Gets super unit. There we go. So at this point, let me just pause. I've got a line of units right here. That's going to make it very hard to attack. These are all high health units. I got my defender right here. If I were to move them all into a straight line, then he's more or less stuck. Let's keep watching to see how this plays out. I get a super unit. Back on his turn, he captures my city. This puts us at roughly equal footing. Let me put it pause it right now. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, and I also have 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 5. So I have slightly more cities than him because I've captured these cities in the early game. Again, let's keep watching. He gets a second super unit, or his first super unit on this one. Back on my turn. There we go. There's that line I mentioned, just a line of high health units. Again, let's keep watching. There we go. Right behind it, I put all of those catapults. This is going to become a problem, because all I have to do is destroy all the units here, move up all these units one row, then the next turn move up all the catapults and do it again. So I can slowly make my way across the map using this strategy. Because all of this over here is basically water, and he hasn't put anything on the water yet. That may have been the way to win this, is to bring in some water over here and start attacking these catapults, but at this point it's a little too late. Goes for population growth. Gets a super unit, then heads back to me. There we go. Like I mentioned, pause. I now get free spirit, so I have a bunch of nearly full health units. He could move one of these up and attack, but he's going to die next turn. Right, so it's unlikely he's going to be able to destroy any kind of giant here. And now that I've got a line of long-range catapults, I can just slowly pick off his units, anything that show up in this area here. Back on his turn, he does attempt to do the attack there. He gets free spirit and mathematics. Again, back on my turn, I now move everything up like I mentioned. Back on his turn, he gets chivalry. I then capture these enter these two cities. Alright, so at this point, both these cities that are on his biome, I've entered. It's unlikely he's going to be able to do anything with that. Considering I have that second giant here, in case this first one, that's at 15 health. Let me zoom in and show you. So this one is at 13 health right now, but I've got the second one just to move in right behind it. And so the next turn, all of these would probably be destroyed from 1, 2, 3. Do I move anything else up? Let's see. I don't. So then the next turn he realizes, I'm going to capture these two no matter what he does. Like, he may be able to use this and damage this one, then bring this one in and take it out. But he can't actually take this or or this turn. I mean, he might be able to stop this one if he came over and attacked, and then attacked with this, but if he did that, I would be able to hit him with these 4, and then recapture this one over, and then move this one down. Right, so he's in a really bad spot at the moment. So looking at the writing on the wall, zooming out, he only has these 4. When I capture these 2, he's going to move from 15 stars per turn down to, what is he at right now? He's at, I'm at 30. He's at 26, so now he's going to be at 15, right? On his next turn, assuming I capture those, he'll be able to get 1 knight and then maybe another swordsman, but the writing's on the wall, it's game over. Yeah, if you want to see more Polytopia videos, or you want to have me comment on your games, whether it's Might or Glory, post a link to the game in the comments, and I'll gladly take a look at it.